Welcome to Joe Guy Jr. Day 3. Day 3 for us, not the trial. So yeah, I'm absolutely hooked on this case so far. I think it's been just fascinating watching like how deprived some of these these crimes actually are, and just like his reaction to it. It's been mind-blowing. Watching the police officer yesterday talk about going in, and we got like the body cam footage of going into the house for the first time, finding those hands. It's pretty powerful stuff. So I say thank you to everyone watching. Leave comments in whenever you're watching it. I know we're a bit early today. Hello Dinky, thanks for joining me. So yeah, I'm going to keep going. Today we're looking at it's another police officer, and I think it's more like forensics of what was actually going on in the house. I think we're going to see more body cam footage and stuff, what was happening inside there. Don't forget, if you want to write to inmates like I do, then use the service I use. It's called Jmail. It's fast and it's secure, and it means you don't have to use your home address. The reason why I like it is I get to keep my address private, but I also get the physical letters sent to my house. The link to their services is in the description, so definitely go check it out. You can even just write directly from there, from the app, or just get the letters sent to your home as well. But yeah, safest way to do things and the fastest. Yeah, without further ado, let's crack on. Please drop the video a like, and we're going to get going straight into it. Dinky, good to have you back, mate. Good to have you back. Barrow did well.
Whenever you're ready, mate.
What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Officer Sandy Campbell,
By whom are you employed?
Knox County Sheriff's Office.
In what capacity?
I'm currently assigned to the Forensic Services Unit.
And how long have you been employed at the Sheriff's Department?
Almost 9 years.
And in the course of your 9 years, in the course of your employment, have you exclusively been in the forensic unit?
No, I've been in the Forensic Unit for almost 7.
Okay. And tell us what, if any, training you've received as it has to do with forensics, particularly processing crime scenes.
Probably the most comprehensive training that I've received is attendance at the National Forensics Academy, which is a 10-week course recognized kind of worldwide as the standard, the gold standard of forensic services technician training.
Okay, and what are some of the things that, training that you undergo at the National Forensics Institute?
We do many different kinds of things. Ballistics, insofar as like shooting reconstruction specifically, and blood pattern analysis. We do just crime scene management in general, different ways of processing for latent fingerprint, lots and lots of stuff.
Okay. And when we're dealing with crime scenes in particular, and crime scene management as you put it, what are the types of things that you're doing on a crime scene in terms of physical evidence?
So specifically, my job consists of documenting, collecting, and preserving any sort of physical evidence that we find on a scene.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to speak up just a little bit, just because we have jurors in the way back.
Okay.
Get that microphone a little closer.
Okay.
Okay, and when you say processing and documenting, do you do that through the use of video?
Yes, video and just a digital camera as well, photographs.
And did you do a crime scene video in this case?
I did.
And Your Honor, if I could, I would late file Exhibit 12, I believe, and I'd ask to publish that.
Be fine. Folks, Exhibit 12 is currently in electronic form, so we're going to go ahead and show it to you. By the end of the day, we'll actually have it on a hard disk to have with you during deliberation, but you may follow.
Thank you. And before I publish, kind of tell us why you became involved with this case when you responded.
My supervisor at the time was Captain Brad Park, and he called me on the phone and said, come over here to this address. We've got a huge scene, so.
And do you recall what day that was?
It was the 28th of November.
And what year?
2016.
Okay. And you did state you, in fact, did do a video of the crime scene?
I did.
And did you take pictures of the crime scene?
I did.
And did you collect physical evidence?
I did.
And talk to us a little bit about the practices and procedures that you use when you collect physical evidence.
There's a lot of glove changing, so there's not cross-contamination with DNA. And We preserve things in paper bags rather than plastic because plastic over time can kind of degrade the evidence if there's biological material on it on the inside of the bag. So we're going to use paper bags so that air can help keep microbial growth at a minimum.
Okay. And once you get a piece of physical evidence, do you seal that piece of evidence?
We do. We seal it along edges with evidence tape that's then signed and dated.
And where is the physical evidence stored?
I'm sorry?
Where's the physical evidence stored?
We have it stored in the Forensic Services lab, which is downstairs in this building, and it's locked in the lab and then additionally locked in these cages that you see in the back of the room. We refer to them as cages.
And do you use evidence placards?
We do, yes.
And can you describe to the members of the jury the significance of those?
So initially when we do a walkthrough in a scene, we're trying to identify obvious items of evidence. So sometimes not everything gets marked on the initial walkthrough because we don't recognize its importance at the time. So when that happens, when we do that initial walkthrough, we do mark with a plastic evidence placard the items that we consider to be of possible evidentiary value at that point. So when you see pictures, you will see evidence placards kind of throughout, and that's what they're being used to mark the significance, so then we can tell later like spatial relationships if it turns to matter more.
Just picking up quickly just on what you said before. It's interesting how to use paper bags and not plastic, isn't it, to preserve the the evidence more. Just want to say hello to Sad Soul and hello to Fred as well. Thanks for joining.
Okay. Is that typically something you do after your initial walkthrough of a crime scene?
Yes, because the initial walkthrough is kind of what do we have, like what appears to be most important in the very beginning.
Okay, so the video, would that be absent evidence placards at that point?
It would be, yes. This video is like the first kind of like official walkthrough from the Forensic Services unit, so we have some sort of idea of what matters.
Okay. Now, at this point, we can publish that video.
LEDs, please.
He was straight for it, man.
So this is obviously, if you watched yesterday's episode, the police went in, and I'm assuming this is like, shortly after that, probably within the hour, or, forensics turn up, and here we go.
As you can see from the crime scene tape, it's very windy, and that's going to matter in just a minute in the video. Just that it's very windy that day, so in the video, in just a moment, you're going to see why that matters, because this is something that we would not normally do on a scene that's about to happen. That would probably be, yeah. So where I can kind of explain what we're coming to as we come to it. So again, it's really windy. And this is just like approaching the garage. And this evidence marker is on its side to mark this piece of evidence, and it's so windy it blows it over. And so I'm using my gloved hand to grab it and put it within, like inside the garage, to keep it from blowing away again. So this is approaching through the garage. Into a sort of eat-in kitchen area. So table in the eat-in kitchen.
That table is absolutely insane, isn't it? The items on that table just looks terrifying.
random items in the kitchen floor. And then this is the kitchen proper. So it's important to note here that the stovetop is on in this large stock pot.
At this point, do you have any knowledge of anything being inside the stock pot?
No.
Lucky that they're not taking the lid off that pan or stock pot. Wow.
So this is continuing kind of to the other side of the kitchen counter. And then on into the formal dining room area of the residence.
It was about 27-ish, around there. Look at that. Like, I don't know if that's mad. I don't know how, like, crazy in America, or I don't know, right? But just in the UK, even if there wasn't a crime scene, if you just walked in, you had those guns on a table, that alone would be terrifying to most people. I don't know how casual that is there, but obviously with the rest of everything that's going on, that is just another layer of insanity.
So this is, I'm stepping into the foyer of the residence. This is the front door, and it faces the street. And here I'm noting that the heating unit for the house, for the downstairs of the house, is set to 90 degrees, and it was very, very warm in there. And that's the front door and some miscellaneous groceries that are sitting in the floor.
Let me ask you whether or not there was perishables in those groceries.
There were. So this is just a half bath that's in the downstairs. So this is the living room downstairs in the residence, and you can see on this side it's open to the eat-in kitchen. This is the back door, and you'll note it's missing a doorknob.
Tell us whether or not that heating device is activated at this point.
I don't believe this one was on. So off the living room here is this kind of little office area. So that's what that next doorway is.
I hope to God they've got that dog out by this point. There's a dog crying in this house, probably now. This is the trial said so. There's just like the evidence being shown, but I've not seen him show any emotion yet. I don't know how many trials there were, but we're watching one of them where he gets sentenced, basically.
So this is back through the foyer.
Where all the worst stuff is.
So there's some reddish brown staining right here, and we refer to things that we believe to be blood as reddish brown staining in forensics before they're tested and confirmed by a lab to be blood. So if you hear us refer to RBS or reddish brown staining, that's what that is. So there's more RBS down the side of the wall, and here at this gate, and on the banister as well. So this is just the landing at the top of the stairs, just kind of a small, almost foyer type area.
I mean, rumour that his roommate was his only friend. I mean, I don't imagine he had too many friends, because you wouldn't be doing stuff like this, would you?
There's more of that reddish brown staining on the wall. And this is the master bedroom of the residence. And I know we had to turn the volume of the video down so that you could hear me speak while I describe it, but the sound in the video changes at this point. There's a loud noise in here because there's a heater on and blowing within the room. Yes. You can see the bag moving right there in the breeze being put off from the heater. It was turned on I think at the highest setting it could go. This is one of my coworkers who's also on scene with me. So this is the heater that was on. Yes, it is set to the number 3 setting, which is presumably the highest fan setting on it, like a fan. And this is going into the master bathroom. So what you're seeing here is plastic sheeting that's on the ground in 2 large Rubbermaid type tubs. And this is a shower with a hose attached to the top attachment. The shower head has been removed and a hose has been put there instead.
That, by the way, for those that have just joined us, that's his parents in one of them each. One of them barrels, million.
Garden hose type of thing.
In your own words, I know it may be difficult, but if you could describe to members of the jury what you observed in the 2 tubs.
It was liquid with pieces of human body in it, in each of them. Both tubs had body parts in them and they were kind of bulging on the sides.
Sounds disgusting, but it's almost like a human soup or something, isn't it? You can just imagine like a lot of it's just melted and dissolved away into like a broth, a human broth, and then there's just like, you know, a foot here or whatever is. What was the word we learned yesterday? Disarticulated the limbs. So yeah, chopped the bodies up into pieces and chucked it in them with a load of acid. Absolutely insane. Your own parents.
Is there a heater in the bathroom?
There is a heater in the bathroom. At this time, it's not on. But the master bedroom area of the house was definitely the warmest part of the house. And the upstairs was even warmer than the downstairs of the house. So to the best of my recollection, the only heater that's on besides the central heat and air units is the one here in the master bedroom. See, this is the heater I was talking about that's in the master bedroom, but it's turned off right now. It's unplugged. So this is a set of like dishwashing gloves that are turned inside out on the counter there. This is the rest of the hose. This is back through the master bedroom. This is just the closet in the one of the closets in the master bedroom. Now we're walking back into the upstairs foyer. And now we're going into the guest bedroom. There's more reddish brown staining in the floor. A suitcase here. These are tops to blue Rubbermaid containers that were similar, if not the same ones, for the ones in the master bath. So these are the lids. And there's a bunch of textbooks here and some medication. This is a dresser. There's like a box of bullets there, box of gloves that's been opened, a container of hydrogen peroxide. It's food grade hydrogen peroxide with some reddish brown staining on it. And here on the other side of the bed is a backpack. And then moving towards the bed, there's some reddish brown staining on the bed and a laptop computer.
So do you reckon that's his blood that's like around the house and on the bed there next to the computer? He hurt his hand, didn't he? So do you reckon that's him? He's just like bleeding around the house. It seems like, do you know, like in the first episode where he went through his notebook and he had it like quite meticulously planned. I'm not saying it was well planned, but he meticulously done it in his own mind anyway. Do you reckon just when he did it, just went out the window and he just lost the plot a little bit and like just bleeding everywhere and just losing it? Or do you reckon that's like his parents' blood? I'm not too sure. Anyway, let's keep going.
This is back out into the foyer. And this is the upstairs temperature control. And it's at 95 degrees at this point. So this is kind of across the hallway from the guest room is a room that I think we refer to in our notes as a storage room. There's more reddish brown staining on the door frame of that room. So we're coming back out into the hallway at this point. And there's a bathroom on the right, a laundry room on the left, and straight ahead is kind of a bonus exercise room kind of thing. It's over the garage of the residence. So this is the hall bathroom.
Wow. What was it? RBS. Red brownish stain. RBS. I'll never call blood again. I'm just going to say RBS.
It's a pile of clothes and towel on the floor. Right here in the corner, what we're trying to show is that there's a pile of, looks like used medical tape and bandage type stuff. So there's a lot of stuff on top of the vanity and a lot of reddish brown staining.
Reddish brown staining. I've never been to an Arby's, so I don't even know. I've heard of it, I think. I love a roast beef sandwich, though. It looks like a film set, doesn't it? It doesn't even look real. It's just mad. Whole house is head to toe.
So this is across the hallway into the laundry room.
Like, you would think a man, like, obviously he's not got a sound mind, has he? But you would think if you were gonna go, like, he went back home, didn't he, to where he was from, and he kind of was like, after like looking after his own hand a little bit, and I think he was taking a bit of a breather from the house being so hot, full of chemicals, thinking what things like melt a little bit. But you would think you would just like clean this kind of stuff. I know it's like doesn't really matter so much, but like the blood just on the walls, in the sink, the knives just hanging out. You'd think like, I don't know, you'd clean up a little bit. I suppose when I'm saying it back, it doesn't really matter, but I don't know. Like, there's a chance. Well, the police are in there now, but like even when if it went perfect to plan, there's a chance someone might come in the house, and so surely like an insane, sane mind would kind of like try and like make it at least look like it wasn't just a family member or someone very comfortable within the house, and just make it look like some kind of, you know, weird, like, you know, random kill instead of like the guy. He looks like he's been living there for ages. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. By the way, Fred's from Kentucky, aren't you, Fred? Michael's Workshop's got a thing for people from Kentucky.
And this is back to the room above the garage. Looks like it's set up as an exercise room / possible guest room.
Is that where the hands are? Is that what's blurred out, the hands?
It's a pile of clothes with staining and a couple of knives.
Just like Michael Myers, isn't he? He's just got knives everywhere.
This is a large amount of reddish-brown staining, and right back here at where this overturned Bowflex is. Wait till we get back to it. Right here was a set of what appeared to be male human hands that were severed from any other part of. They were just the hands. So more reddish brown staining on the door of this closet in this room.
Tell you what though, who needs that many clothes? That is mad. I know that's the least of our worries really, but I just wear my own merch, that's all I do. Yeah, it's a bit of an understatement, that, Fred. I don't know why they're blurring this as well on like in court. I suppose maybe you don't need to see it, but it's part of the crime.
These blinds are torn or broken. And this large amount of staining here in the corner.
Right, that was quite the frame to stop it, and that could be the next thumbnail right there. Do you think, so Michael's workshop kind of flirted on it yesterday, do you think he's enjoying this? What do you think is going through his head now watching this? Because yeah, it's just mad to be watching it back with everyone, because it's really detailed going through the house.
And did you say you took pictures as well?
Yes, I took some of the photos on the scene.
And why do you take pictures as well as take a crime scene video?
So initially what we're showing in the video is we just really want you all as the jury to be able to see like the relationship and space of what it's like when you're walking into there. So that's why we start with the video, and then usually when one person is shooting the video, the next people are coming in and doing the same thing, but just with photographs with no evidence markers in place. And then we set evidence markers in place and then come back through with another time and take more photos.
May I approach, John?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, just for the record, I have not marked these numerically yet. There's 320 collectively. So whatever number we're on, I will come back and mark them. Let me hand you
How many did you say there were? 320?
320, Your Honor. That number range, Your Honor.
Oh, it's 12 through 331.
Okay. I'm going to hand you what's going to be marked exhibits.
What? 13. Oh, I missed it. Yeah. 332. Yeah, that's right. 332.
So exhibits 13 through 332. If you could kind of thumb through those and not individually, but tell us kind of what we're looking at.
Yeah. What's he doing? Is he looking at the ingredients of his water and going, "Ugh, that's not very nice"? Oh, right. Oh, what's in that room? What's in it? Oh, water.
All right, these are the crime scene photos I took after placards were in place. And as you recall, at the beginning when I was explaining how we use placards, is that we put them in place with what we believe to be items that we believe to be of evidentiary value. Sometimes more items become apparent as we've gone through the scene. So keep that in mind, and I'll try to explain that as we get to it if I find things that did not get marked in the photos that I took.
At this point, we move exhibits 13 through 332.
Any objection?
I don't believe so, but I can't say. I know we've gone over the pictures. I don't know what each of those 320 are, but I know we've set guidelines, so I assume that they are within what we had agreed
Subject to our
to.
previous orders.
Yeah.
They are. They do comply with the order.
Very good.
This is the traction agent.
Are you going to publish all these?
I am here.
All right, we're going to take a break. All right, folks, before we get to these photographs, let's go ahead and take a recess. About 10 minutes, stretch your legs. Again, do not set your face for yourself or with anyone else. You can leave it up to the chairs to go to the office. Does the state weigh the call, jury? Defense weigh the call? Welcome back, folks. We're ready to resume Officer Campbell's direct testimony. You're getting ready to see a whole lot of pictures. As you recall, when I told you when we receive an item into evidence, it is something that you're going to have with you in the jury room during deliberation. So you're going to have all these photographs. You'll get a look at them in a lot more detail. Since there's a large number, I suspect we're getting ready to go through these really quickly. And you may be thinking, oh, I wish you could go back and see that. Well, you'll have a chance to go back and see that all you want to during deliberations, because we're going to go through these pretty quickly. Officer, you understand you are still under oath?
Yes, sir.
You may resume your direct examination.
Okay, this is a picture of the exterior of the residence right here at the garage door. And you remember that placard, that piece of evidence that was blowing in the breeze in the beginning of the video? It's here in this corner by the front tire of that bicycle. It's marked as evidence marker A.
Okay. Next photo.
You can see it's got some reddish brown staining on it. It's a little piece of paper towel. So this is going into the garage proper. It's a medical examiner and a death investigator. So my scale on the ground right here is marking what appears to be a bloody shoe print or reddish brown staining.
General, let's move the pause right there. Let's see what else is here. I was going to have a word. Last Dallas has walked away and not this much.
I have a laser gun. I'm not sure how it works.
Well, either way, obviously this is a touch screen.
Oh, okay.
If you want to mark anything with your finger, you can. We'll just be clear on what you do.
Okay.
You may want to preserve any mark.
No person will leave it.
Yeah, you'll got it. All right, you everything.
Next photo.
So this is just a closer up picture of the same fragment. Again. 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 Yeah, so going into the kitchen, the eat-in dining room table, the table in the eating kitchen. Evidence marker B is 2 wallets and a set of keys. Just going to kind of do overalls of the room first. So stuff here in the floor, stuff on the counters, all marked.
And what you're stating is all the placards have a significance, or what you believe
Correct.
to be
Yes. Yes.
And the green box, did you have a chance to document what that was?
Yeah, I think there's a closer up picture of it later. I'm not sure if it's in this pile of photos, but it's a box that's marketed as containing something that's marketed as a bleach sprayer.
Okay. Going forward.
So this is back at the table. So again, B is the 2 wallets and the set of keys.
And did you have a chance to document whose driver's license was in the red wallet?
The red wallet driver's license is Lisa Guy. So item C, we use the tool. So the vice grips here and the hammer are marker C. And we ended up including the money in marker D just because it was going to be easier to keep more like things together. So D is the magazine and the purse and the money. So this is a bag of trash and some towels, and like I don't remember exactly how we broke it up. I'm not sure if you guys are going to get a list of the evidence, but bleach sprayer, bag of trash, towels, some rolls of trash bags, 3 containers of bleach, a bottle of muriatic acid, and an unopened thing of baking soda. There's also a lighter there.
Moving on into the kitchen.
So this is moving on into the kitchen. G is a cell phone. H is the stock pot.
Okay.
So I is the contents of the sink. which is what appears to be a doorknob and a realtor's lock in some sort of fluid. We're not sure exactly at this point what it is.
Right, I see that from yesterday now. Michael's workshop, you said about him removing the doorknob because it had that on it. I didn't know what you were on about yesterday, but basically the house was up for sale, wasn't it? So basically an estate agent could have accessed the house maybe, and so he's took that off just so no one had access. Is that what's actually happened? Is that why that's in there?
So this is the other side of the sink, and item J and K.
And what does evidence placard J?
I believe J is there's a set of gloves there, like disposable blue medical type gloves.
And evidence placard K?
I believe K is that empty pill bottle. Let me verify, bear with me. It is that empty prescription bottle.
Okay. And when you were documenting this crime scene, were there any pills left in evidence marker K, the pill bottle?
No, that pill bottle was empty.
And did you have cause to look as to who it was prescribed to?
It was, I think there's a picture of it that'll show specifically. I think it is to Joel M. Guy.
Moving into the dining room?
Into the dining room, and this is, in this photo you can see just guns and boxes of ammunition were marked. So item W there that's marked as W is part of a doorknob and some, like the interior workings of the doorknob and a screwdriver. So going into the foyer, we marked the groceries that had been brought in. It was just a large amount, so we were going to count multiple items under each evidence placard. So there's some bacon and some sausage and some lunch meat, and all of these things were warm. They were no longer cold.
Does anyone know, right? Is that shopping? Is that Joel Guy's, or is that the parents? Where's that? Have the parents like come home from shopping and he's been waiting for them, or is that just something Joel decided to buy halfway through whatever?
Dog treats, carpet cleaner.
Thank you, Amya.
So this was some ice cream. It's some Ben & Jerry's and then some Mayfield Brown Cows, and they were completely melted. Like, they weren't cold at all anymore. Dog food. So this is back towards at the top of the stairs. So the upstairs evidence placards have an arrow pointing up to show that is representing it's the upstairs of the house. So we've started over with the alphabet, but now there's a arrow indicating that it's the upstairs.
And this group of placards, A, B, C, D, and E,
Yes.
what is that?
This is all the stuff that was kind of at the top of the stairs in the kind of foyer area.
Okay, sorry to keep pausing it, but Amya, do you think the parents came back and he was there waiting for him? Do we know what actually happened in that situation, or what actually happened? Because they didn't put the shopping away, so I'm assuming it was a surprise thing that happened straight away.
So I believe we broke down into, it was 2 black Nike tennis shoes with some staining, and that cast iron. We also considered item A to be that pile of clothing there that all had been cut.
B?
Let's see. B is an empty bottle of crystal drain opener that says lye 100%. 1 empty number 2 sewer line cleaner. It was a 6 pounds, 8 ounce container of it.
And evidence marker C?
C is a stainless steel kitchen knife, so you can't really see it very well in this picture, but there's another picture of it in a moment.
And evidence marker D?
D is more empty containers of this 6 pound, 8 ounce number 2 sewer line cleaner.
And are these empty or are they
Yes,
full?
yes, all of these chemical component containers are empty. So you can see right there on that close-up of C that there's part of a knife there. So it's underneath some other stuff, but
Oh, okay. Would that be what you're describing?
yes.
Okay, evidence marker E?
E is the scissors. It's kind of, yeah.
Okay, moving into master bedroom.
Yes, in the master bedroom. This is a large amount of items kind of in the floor piled up there, so we divided them the best we could. So there's multiple items under each letter, every number placard.
Evidence marker F.
F, I believe, it says 2 trash bags, 2 black trash bags.
Okay. And evidence marker G.
G, we have as 1 empty Clorox glove packaging and 1 gray bag. So that gray bag right there.
And evidence marker H.
H is this Walmart bag right there containing, I believe it's Walmart bag, containing starter gray workout pants, gray long sleeve t-shirt, and 2 pairs of gray socks.
Okay, evidence marker I.
I is a 3M dust mask and Irwin vice grip tag, and it's also 1 unopened gallon jug of Liquid Fire is the brand of drain line opener.
Okay. And evidence marker J.
J has a lot of stuff in it. It's got it's Flex-On hose packaging, HDX extension cord, Sharpie markers, safety goggles, a Defiant heavy-duty timer, Delta shower head, Irwin vice grip, a Home Depot bag with HDX extension cord, a piece of plastic packaging.
And evidence marker K.
K is, let's see, 1, 2, 3 unopened Pure Health Discounts certified 35 food grade hydrogen peroxide, and then also under evidence marker K we collected 2 glass dropper bottles.
Okay. That better depict. Okay. Evidence marker L.
L is it's a large roll of clear plastic, and it's packaging as well that it came in.
That plastic that you describe, is that consistent with what's in the master bathroom?
I can say that it appears to be cut. It doesn't appear to have come from the manufacturer with the jagged edge. And the bathroom floor is also lined with a piece of plastic that appears to be cut.
Evidence marker M.
M is a Nova mountable heater, a Baco work light, a glass blender pitcher.
Evidence marker N.
N is 7 Thai brand Beanie Babies and 1 Clifford stuffed dog.
Evidence marker O.
O is 1 Eastwig 3-pound hammer, a flashlight, a Home Depot bag, a Baco work light, clear packaging, and 2 glass dropper bottles.
Evidence marker P.
P is a Defiant heavy-duty timer, GE light bulbs, Zep empty sprayer bottle, and 1 Walmart bag. And there's also a Breville blender base.
See, it was Fred who said he wanted to get caught. I'm not so sure he did. Maybe he did. Just in my opinion, I think he just lost the plot. I think everything became maybe very real for him, and I think he's got some mental health problems, maybe some disabilities and stuff like that. And maybe he decided to go and just try and look after himself. And I think I don't think he wanted to get caught. I think his sloppiness was just part of who he is. But that's my opinion anyway. I don't think he was purposely being so sloppy.
Evidence marker Q.
Q is 2 Post-it notes with handwriting on them.
Evidence marker R.
R is the plastic sheeting that's in the floor of the master bath.
Okay. Evidence marker S.
S is a sprayer handle, a bristled brush head, torn hose packaging, 1 plastic washer, and 3 pieces of white packaging straps. And it's also 1 green hose.
Okay. Evidence marker T.
T is a Emerald brand kitchen knife.
Is that better depicted in this picture?
Yes.
Evidence marker U.
U is those gloves. They're like the kitchen dishwashing gloves, the kind of thick ones.
Evidence marker V.
V is 1 box of Hornady Critical Defense buckshot 12 gauge 8 pellet ammunition.
Let me back up there, excuse me. Evidence marker W.
So W is an open box of VWR size medium nitrile gloves. So just standard kind of medical type gloves.
Evidence marker Y.
I think Y is that laptop computer.
I want to ask you what evidence marker looks like a small b and a big B.
Yes, so what happened is we ran out of the alphabet, so we had to start over. So we've doubled the letters, so AA, BB, CC, kind of moving forward. So BB, I believe, is the, I think we just took the sheets and everything. We took the flat sheets, the pillowcase, the fitted sheets. There's a towel on the bed that has some staining on it. We took that. And then the comforter. So it's all the bedding.
Okay. Evidence marker double C.
Double C are the prescription bottles there on the shelf right below. And there's 4 of them. Some are for Joel M. Guy, and one of them is for Lisa Guy.
Evidence marker double A.
Double A is an unopened package of Clorox brand gloves and 2 plastic Walmart bag. It's at least a Walmart bag with a Baco work light in it as well.
Okay. Now returning to X.
X is an open container of the Pure Health Discount certified 35 food grade hydrogen peroxide.
I want to ask you about these cards. Did you collect these cards in the course of collecting physical evidence?
Let me see. Yes, we did.
And who are those cards?
They are, the name on the cards is Joel M. Guy.
And evidence marker Z.
Z is that glove that's
Okay.
laying there. I believe it's just one.
And what is this prescription for?
This one is for tramadol.
The old tramadol.
And the address on the bottles?
All of them have the address of Golden View Lane.
Okay. Evidence marker double D there.
It is a Miracle Blade 3 knife.
Evidence marker double E.
Double E is 2 gray Under Armour, 2 gray Banana Republic underwear, and 2 white t-shirts.
Evidence marker double N.
Literally,
Double
the
N
whole
is the shower
house
curtain. We ended up taking it because it had some staining on it.
is full of evidence.
Double I.
Double I is a set of keys. It has 7 keys and a Kia car fob and a cell phone, Samsung Galaxy S5.
Double J.
Double J is 1 bottle of hydrogen peroxide. It's a 16-ounce bottle.
Double K.
Double K is 1 blue round brush, several pieces of toilet paper with staining, and Renew saline contact case, medical tape packaging, Aveeno lotion, 2 Ziploc bags, multiple blue disposable gloves, Charmin wet wipes, and multiple pieces of medical tape.
Double F.
Double F is a drinking glass.
Double G.
Double G is 1 plastic Walmart bag with Redskin potato salad and some Bactrin zinc ointment, 1 sock containing 1 receipt, 1 $5 bill, 1 $1 bill, 3 quarters, 4 pennies, 1 cardboard center first aid tape, a first aid tape, and a round piece of paper.
Double H.
Double H is 1 knife marked USMC and 6 spacers.
And when you say spacers, are those components of that knife?
Yes.
Is this the receipt that you physically collected?
Yes.
And what is the date on that receipt?
It is 11/26.
And the time on that receipt?
I think it says 15/25.
And the physical address on that receipt?
It's the Walmart at 10900 Parkside Drive in Knoxville. 15:35 was the time on the receipt.
And for those of us not familiar with military time, 15:35 would translate to what?
3:35 in the afternoon.
Double L is in the back.
All right, for double L, we have 2 bottles of 91% isopropyl alcohol. They're 16-ounce bottles. We have 1 roll of first aid tape, Equate triple antibiotic, Dermaplast pain relieving antibacterial spray, and another bottle of 91% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. This one is a 32-ounce bottle.
Double M.
Double M is that first aid tape there in the corner.
I believe we covered double N.
Yes,
Shower
it is
curtain.
the shower curtain.
Double O.
Double O is the trash can, the entire bag. We took the entire bag because we wanted the contents as well.
Double P.
Double P is 1 gray fleece blanket, a brown fleece blanket, 2 white washcloths, 1 sock, and 2 pair of gray Banana Republic underwear.
Are those consistent with the 2 pair of Banana Republic underwear from the guest bathroom?
Yes.
Say double T.
Double T is 1 Vitronics kitchen knife.
Double S.
Double S is 1 stainless steel kitchen knife.
Double R.
Double R is 1 camouflage UT hat.
Double Q.
Double Q is 2 white and blue Nike tennis shoes, 1 pack of Marlboro Lights, 1 Clippers, and 1 Blistex.
And double U.
There's more to double Q, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jeans with a belt that have been cut, 1 black knee brace, 1 Hanes underwear, 2 socks, and 1 handkerchief. And also in double Q is 1 brown cut t-shirt, 1 camouflage cut hoodie, and 1 Tennessee sweatshirt that's also been cut.
Okay. And double U.
Set of my dad's hands.
W is 1 white hand towel.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Michael.
It's like double V.
Double V is the comforter and the sheet, and then there's a white towel and a white trash bag on that bed. So all of those things we collected as well.
And did you notice any defects on the comforter?
Yes, if you'll, I think in the pictures it'll show soon. So there's this tear in the comforter, and you'll have noticed in the picture prior to this there was some fluff in the floor. So this is back downstairs, and I know that because this evidence marker E does not have the arrow. So this is the bag of trash that was in the kitchen floor. You remember that big pile of stuff that was down there as soon as you kind of walked in, right there in the eat-in kitchen part of the kitchen. Okay. Under those towels was this bag of trash. So this is the contents of that bag of trash.
And within the bag, are those latex gloves?
They are.
Are those consistent with the gloves that are upstairs?
Yeah, they appear to be the same kind. So this is back in the guest bedroom. This is one of those items that did not get initially marked as evidence. So it didn't have a placard in the beginning of the pictures. And this is the suitcase that was in the floor in the guest bedroom, right in front of the bookcase. You'll remember from the video it was open. So this is that suitcase.
What are we looking at?
This is a Post-it note that was in one of the zippered compartments of the suitcase.
Okay. What are we looking at, ma'am?
This is a handwritten Post-it note that says Dan Bedouin's Ace Hardware at 4767 Highway 1, Napoleon, Louisiana, 70390. It says Roto 6.5 pound sewer line cleaner, and then it says $19.99. So this is the rest of the suitcase back open.
Whose suitcase is this? Who's the Banana Republic? Is Banana Republic, I'm guessing from the chat, is an expensive brand, which in the UK we don't care about. Also, as Michael's Workshop said, if you want to write to inmates like I do, then use the service I use. It's called Jmail. It's fast and it's secure. It means you don't have to use your home address. The reason why I like it most is I get the physical letters sent to my house, but I don't have to give my address to the inmates. Works really well, really good service. Check out the website, links in the description. But yeah, whose suitcase is this? Right, let's go.
In the underwear depicted in this picture, are those consistent
It's another set of the Banana Republic underwear.
And just to clarify, the underwear that are located in the guest bathroom as well as in the laundry room?
Correct.
Okay. What are we looking at?
This is a knife sheath, and the sheath itself is stamped with USMC.
You also asked to document the physical clothing that was taken from the residence at 11434 Golden View Lane.
Yes, so the piles of clothing that we had to really kind of stick everything in one. Yes, I did photograph that in a separate manner in the forensics lab here.
And tell the members of the jury what you had to do to kind of make it a cohesive piece of clothing, if you will, or make sense of how it was left.
So you remember in the description, the clothing was all described as cut in one way or another. So we, typically speaking, when I'm going to photograph something like that, that has been cut, I want to kind of put it back together and then show the lines of where it's been cut. And the way that I do that is with orange evidence placards go underneath the cuts so that when everything is put back together, you can see where it was cut and how it used to be whole. So, like how it was cut open.
Okay, and where did you do that? Where did you actually take these pictures?
I took these pictures in the forensics lab downstairs here in this building.
Let me approach now. This is going to be 15 additional exhibits, including left off from
333, 347.
Approach with what's going to be marked as exhibits 333 to 347.
Yes, sir.
And if you could sum through those and tell us what they are.
So these are pictures of, I can't remember what the evidence marker number was, but it's the pictures of the pile of women's clothes at the top of the stairs and the pile of men's clothes that were in the kind of bonus workout room above the garage.
Are those a fair and accurate copy of what you provided
Yes.
to us? Yeah, we've moved these in as states exhibits 333 through 347.
The exhibits 333 through 347.
And you guys publish those.
You may publish.
Again, directing your attention to the screen, you can show us what, or tell us what exhibit 333 is.
So this is a pair of women's jeans, and they're cut from the top all the way to the bottom on the back aspect of the jeans. So this is the front aspect.
Did she just say aspect? Sorry.
Of the jeans. There's some staining, but no cuts. So this is a woman's bra that has been cut and also has some staining. This is a pair of women's underwear that also from the back aspect has been cut. This is a woman's tank top that has been also cut and has multiple cuts all within the back aspect. This is just kind of a closer up picture of the different kinds of cuts. This is another part of it showing it kind of open. That's how I know it's the back, because this is the inside. So this is a woman's sweater.
And would this be the front or the back?
I believe this one is the front, and it has all the staining. The sleeves are inside out, though, so it is sitting there weirdly, but it's mostly inside out.
And direct your attention to is this a defect similar in nature to the previous photos?
Yes, that's more just kind of cut marks in the sweater.
Next photo.
So this is the rear aspect of the sweater, and what I'm trying to do here is kind of piece it together the best that I can to show that it has not only been cut, but then also has like holes in it as well.
Next photo.
So this is a pair of men's jeans, and I'm not sure if you can see, like right in here and right in here and also right in here are places where there's cuts on them.
We'll have to clear those.
I'm sorry.
Top right corner, if you click on that arrow, the green arrow in the top right. See what I'm talking about?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, that one.
Click
Oh.
on that, it brings your menu up.
Oh, and then
you
clear
can
it.
change whatever you're going to mark it. But hit
Okay,
clear,
excellent.
then clear.
Okay, thank you.
Next photo.
So there's more of the kind of cut. This is the back aspect of those jeans.
Next photo.
So this is a man's t-shirt that has cuts along the front aspect. This is cut from top to bottom, or bottom to top. I'm not sure of the order, but
And if you would, if you'd circle those cuts on this shirt.
circle the cut. So what I'm talking about is through here being cut, and then there's also marks here, 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 here.
Next photo.
So this is the back aspect of that same shirt.
And if they're cut marks.
There is, and so it's dried kind of crinkly, so it doesn't really want to lay flat, and I don't want to stretch it. So it's right in there is the cut, and I think I'm not sure if there's a closer up picture of it or not in this series.
Next photo.
No. So this is a man's camouflage sweatshirt or like kind of jacket, and then underneath it, still attached, is a University of Tennessee sweatshirt, and they both have cuts in them, and they're both, the sweatshirt is cut, the jacket, I believe, had a zipper front closure, but I've used different colors on this to show, because I didn't want to take them apart, because I wanted to show that they were still together. So on this one, what you're seeing in this picture is going to be the green of the jacket cuts. So right here, and right here, I think are the main ones that are visible on this aspect. And this is the back aspect of the whole sweatshirt and jacket together.
Thank you. All right, we'll pass it.
All right, lights please, cross-examination.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So you explained at the beginning a little bit of collecting physical evidence. And it seemed like a lot of effort goes into not contaminating the evidence, correct?
Yes.
So tell us again, you use gloves, right?
Yes.
And what else do you do?
There's a lot of glove changing in
Okay.
between different items of evidence.
Okay.
So we often will wear like a base layer, because once your hands get sweaty, you can't put another pair on. So we wear a base layer and then exchange the exterior gloves
Okay.
very often.
And then you, if we see you do a crime scene video of it, and then photograph without the placards, correct?
Correct.
And then photograph with the placards.
Correct.
Okay. So once the evidence is collected, you said you bag it in the plastic bags, and that keeps it less contaminated?
No, we bag it in paper
Yeah,
because
that-
plastic.
I meant paper, I said plastic.
That's okay. Yes, it is.
And that way, if the plastic corrodes or whatever, it doesn't affect the,
Right. So often with plastic, mold will grow because air can't get in there to allow wet material to dry.
and then when it gets back to the lab to be tested, or what happens when it gets back to the lab?
So when it comes back to the lab, it's entered into our system, our evidence system, and it is sealed and dated and sealed in the paper bags.
Is it further examined at the before
It depends
that?
on the item of evidence. Sometimes it is like further documented right then. Sometimes it's further documented later as the need arises.
Okay. Now, we've been given access to something called the PMI evidence tracker. Is that what you mean? It gets logged in?
Yes.
And so, now, we saw, I think, the suitcase, that was actually opened at the scene, right?
It was initially opened at the scene, yes.
Okay. And that's where, like, the Dan Boudreau note was found at the scene?
Correct.
Okay, and so was the sheath to the USMC knife?
Correct.
Okay. If I could have one moment.
Yes, sir.
That's all, Your Honor.
Redirect.
Nothing.
Thank you. I'll show you my step down. You're free to go. Anybody else you have to do today?
I released my property witness because it was going to take over an hour, so
Yeah.
sorry.
What do you reckon them two actually talk about? I know they're going to talk about his case, but like, do you reckon they actually like communicate on a human level, or do you reckon it's just strictly business and that lawyer just thinks he's terrifying? Because just look at him looking back at the lawyer. Just doesn't look right even there, does he?
I would go a little longer. That would be fine.
All right, folks, we have gotten a lot of work done today. Thank you so much for your attention to this matter. I want to go ahead and send you home for the day with the same instruction you've heard a dozen times already, and that is please do not discuss this case with anyone. There has been media coverage, and so I'm going to encourage you once again to avoid any coverage of this case, either through print, radio, or television, or internet, and including social media. So it might be good for you to take a week off from social media. It might be good for your mental health. So thank you so much, folks, for being here today. We will start right again tomorrow at 9 o'clock, so just check in a few minutes before 9. We'll take you back here and keep you socially distanced. Please go with the officers. Have a good night, folks. One more thing. Please take your notebooks with you. We're going to collect those and lock them up for you tonight. So take everything with you this time.
Right, sweet. Yeah, that was pretty epic, wasn't it? Going around the house, seeing everything we know, all the evidence that's there now as well. Yeah, another heavy one. I'm really enjoying like the sort of visuals. It's very visual, this case. Probably the most visual case I've seen. Maybe it's because it's like more modern, so the police just got loads of, ways of tracking everything. But yeah, it just seems to be more like looking at screens, this trial at the moment, doesn't it? But yeah, really heavy. I'm going to leave it here for now. Might come back later on this evening, not too sure. I've got a load of editing to do. I'm going to be doing Prison Pen Pals over on the main channel. If you're just watching this channel, make sure you check the description, subscribe to the main channel where we speak to serial killers and sort of crazy people directly. Also, in the chat there, link to become a channel member, support the channel, and we've got members live this week at some point if Gergis gets over himself, basically. Guys, thank you very much. Drop the video a like, Yeah, see you all soon. I'm going to crack on with the pen pals now. Stay sane.